Is your mind always cluttered with thoughts and feelings that you just believe are nonsense, that you believe provide no significance, value to your life? Well, you're not here alone. Lots of people always struggle with letting go of nonsense, and it's a hard thing to do. Me personally, I found it in the past a struggle to just let go of things that just didn't provide any positive value to my life, nothing of significance. And throughout this video, I'm going to be explaining to you how I overcame these and how you can overcome this as well and learn to let go of these feelings and thoughts that just provide no value to you, that you believe are nonsense, and you're just, why am I thinking about these? So the first step is to define what the nonsense is, because in order to build this sense of clarity within yourself, you need to be able to define what is the nonsense. What is it that just is clogging up your mental space, causing cluster that isn't letting you think clearly? And this could just be anything in the world, right? There's a million examples. One of them is your mental clutter. Could be you're watching a reality TV show and you're thinking, oh, what might happen next in the reality TV show? And in reality, that's just mental clutter. That's just things you shouldn't really be worrying about, because sure, you can enjoy your TV show, but you don't need to be thinking about that outside of watching the TV show itself. So the best way to do this is just think about it. Think about what you were most recently thinking, if that's nonsense, if it's just taking up mental space, and get a piece of paper, notebook, and write it down. Don't type it down, write it down. Because writing it down triggers and works a different part of the brain than if you were typing it out. The next step is, once you identified and defined what your nonsense is, recognizing how it's impacting your life. This should be fairly easy, because most likely how it's impacting your life is that it is just taking up mental space. You're probably not working as effectively. You're probably too busy worrying about it. You're probably too busy just fearing, just trying to find cope, just trying to do different things to overcome it. And these are all examples, and it should be easy to identify and recognize the impact that's having on your life. Because if you're watching this video right now, you would have an idea of how it impacts your life. Next is identifying the pattern of the nonsense. And what I mean by this is identifying what causes it, what leads for it to cause it. Why does this happen? And this is important because firstly, you identified what the nonsense is. You defined it, what your definition, what it is for you. And then you recognize the impact it had on your life. And now that you have those two, you can easily find the patterns, the cause of this nonsense, of these feelings, of what you are thinking. And then as the other two steps, I need you to write this down as well. Write down, and you should be beginning a list. It can be a brainstorm. You're just dragging out ideas, thoughts. You're now identifying, okay, well, this is how I come up with this idea. This is how I'm thinking about this. This is why I'm stressing about this. And when you're writing down the whole list, you're identifying why, how, what's the cause of it, because you have you'd already defined what the nonsense is. Then you recognize the impact of the nonsense. Then you're identifying the pattern, what the cause, and now the hardest part, which comes to letting go of the nonsense. Now this is the hardest bit, because you haven't been able to do this yet. And the reason you're watching this video is because you're struggling to just let it go, to forget everything. And the reason is because you're putting too much time and energy into thinking about it. you're not really focusing or putting your energy into other activities or things. And one powerful way of just getting rid of the idea and stop thinking about it is journaling, is writing it down. The reason I'm getting you to write all this down is so that you get all your ideas, all your thoughts onto a piece of paper so you can see it. So how you let go of this stuff is you identify all of the following points and you write down your nonsense, your issue, and you ask yourself, do I want to let go of this? Is this worth letting go of? And 99% of the time, it's a yes, because it's a nonsense. You shouldn't, there's no need for you to be thinking about that, to be worrying about that. So you write it down, you tell yourself, oh, I shouldn't really be worrying about that. And then the next step into helping you let go, once you've written it down, you can even expand on it, write more about it, so you get all your ideas down. And then your brain will feel a lot more free, a lot more relaxed. It's the same idea as if you really had to take a poo. I know, it's a crazy example. You really had to take a poo, and then you just go to the toilet and you take a poo, and now you just feel a lot more, your stomach just feels a lot more empty, a lot more free, because you just got all that dump out of your system. That's the same thing. You're writing all that down on a piece of paper, and you're getting all that dump out of your body, out of that system, making you feel more free and liberated. And if that doesn't work, the next step to do is find someone to talk with. Talk to about your issue, about that you can go on a rant to, that you can talk about, that you can just let it all out. You want to find someone who you trust, who's reliable, because if you really want to do this properly, you just have to blurt everything out. You just have to let everything go in an unfiltered way. You can't filter what you're thinking and be too picky on, oh, what if I say this or that? I might offend this person, that offended. You need to find someone who you want to blurt all this out to, that's not going to be offended by whatever you're going to say. And now that you've developed this mindset, this attitude that you're just going to let go, you're not going to worry about it, you're just going to write your problems down. It's not your problems, but your thoughts, your issues, and all blurt it out. Then what you can do is that you can take action if it's important to solve the problem. But we're talking about nonsense, so in reality, these things shouldn't have any significance in your life to the fact where you should be doing something to go fix it. For example, if your car engine isn't working and that's playing on your mind the whole weekend, that's not nonsense, because that's important. You should fix your car's engine. You should go get it fixed. So that's not nonsense. So you should be able to just forget, leave it all behind, just write it down somewhere. And it's kind of just like you just extract it from your brain and just put it down on a piece of paper, and then it's no longer in your brain. It kind of just works like that. It's very simple, it's very effective, and I highly recommend it. And to help let go of that nonsense, here are a few steps that can go even further to doing it. One is decluttering your environment. It's very important to have a clear work environment so you know where everything is, so you can easily access it and grab it without having to just worry about, oh, where did I put my book today? And then you have to go search for your book, or, oh, where did I put my keys? And then you keep your keys in a random space, or where's my pencils? And somehow you lost your pencils. It's very important because that comes with the organization, and you're not going to be worried about at all, oh, where did I leave my diary? Or where did I leave my book? Oh, where did I leave my laptop? Then you're not worrying about that. Also, as I was explaining before, is you want to clear your mental clutter. Because a lot of what we're talking about today is clearing, getting rid of mental clutter. And how to put it simply is write it down on a piece of paper. I can't tell you enough. And if that doesn't do it enough for you, rant. Just talk to a person. Just tell them about how you're feeling. Because the reason it's all cluttered, it's all there, is because you have nowhere to put it down, nowhere to filter, nowhere to just put it towards. So if you're writing it down on a piece of paper, or if you're just ranting onto a person, then you're just letting it all go. It's really that simple. And then you also want to nurture positive relationships with people. And you might be asking, well, how does this have to do with nonsense? Well, if you think about it, you could get in fights and arguments with your friends, co-workers, and this can just be annoying. It can be nonsense, as in you just had a silly fight. And why you want to have positive relationships with your co-workers and friends? Well, so you don't have any of these silly arguments, silly discussions, and that you can keep a positive, friendly work environment, relationship with those people around you. So you're not having to deal with any stress or mental clutter that's already on top of what you are doing or what you have to deal with in that current moment of time. And lastly, you want to be able to embrace the clarity. You want to tell yourself and be clear with yourself that it's okay just to be clear, not to be thinking about anything, not to be worried. You don't always have to be stressing. You don't always have to have 50 tabs in your brain open at the same time, constantly working, thinking. You don't want to be working your brain overtime 24/7, because that's just going to stress you out, and that's not good for you. And you're just going to most likely end up self-betraying yourself. So you need to be able to embrace that clarity within yourself, that it's okay not to have any problems for a day. But that's not to say that you should just go and do nothing the whole day. It's more the fact that you just keep it like simple. You do what you need to do normally, but you don't do it in a way where it's going to stress you out. It's going to cause you anxiety. So you need to be able to embrace and understand the fact that it is okay to have a clear conscience, because that will help you think better and it will make you into a better person. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with just embracing clarity, just writing down on a piece of paper, talking to someone, letting go of all your problems, and then going back and dealing with them if they are significant of any sort. Because it's really good to reflect. And while reflecting and really writing down is a different discussion, it does play a big impact and big factor into being able to let go of nonsense. And whether you can do that or not really depends to how ready you are to embrace that clarity, how ready you are to write down on a piece of paper or talk to someone in an unfiltered way that you can just write down anything. I hope this video helped you guys, help you understand why and how you should let go of nonsense. And if you really enjoyed this video, please subscribe, please like the video. And if you want to talk to me, you can reach out on me on my socials, or there's a link down below where you can book a call with me and chat with me. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys all next time.